Christmas jumpers. I didn't realise.
So, whose is better, guys? Deadpool, Mr. Penguin. Hey guys, welcome back and Merry Christmas, and to everyone watching also a Happy New Year for the upcoming week. I'm Benjamino and this here is Jamie.
Hello.
And today is a Christmas podcast special.
Way.
We're going to be discussing everything Christmas related, our thoughts, feelings and opinions as always. And yeah, should we get straight into it?
I'm surprised you're not dressed up as the Grinch, Ben.
I do. I'm just going to admit it right now. I'm not a massive Christmas person.
Despite the jumper.
Do you know what? This is my first ever Christmas jumper I've ever bought.
Wow.
I do not buy Christmas jumper. Hang on.
Oh, no.
I even have a Christmas t-shirt.
That's
I
cool,
don't
though.
even-
It's a bear with a Christmas hat
I'm
on.
very fussy. I have to pick something I like, otherwise I will not wear it. So, and I hate Christmas jumpers. They're so tacky, but I like this one, so I...
The Grinch.
Shut up. So, I'm going to start off with the very first question for you, Jamie.
Yes.
So, how important is Christmas to you?
Oh, this is... I know this is going to make me sound like the Grinch, to be honest, because my family... And I think I've mentioned this before. My family don't really celebrate anything, ever. It's very annoying. And one of those things includes Christmas. So, although when I was very young, I do remember having some quite nice Christmases. Growing up, it just became, your family ends up going their separate ways. My brother lives quite a way away. Not really, but it's enough for him to not want to come see us.
Yeah.
And it's all about the kids now. They've all got kids, and I don't have kids. I don't want kids.
I would say that Christmas is more important to kids.
It's more important to the kids, and I'm okay with that. I understand that, and I know it's important to them, so I try and make it a bigger deal for them. But realistically, people try and spend loads on children and all this stuff, but I could get them a cardboard box, and they'd be well happy. Get them some chocolate, and they're like, "Damn,
How
chocolate."
old are they? Yay, your box.
Well, some of them are like, I think the oldest is like 8.
Yeah.
And they go from literally 1 to 8 because there's 5 of them. So it's like
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Fair enough.
So yeah, a box would they'd be well chuffed with that. And if I got in the box first and showed them how much fun it could be, I reckon they'd use it all day. Because sometimes they need...
You'd save money as well if you just gave them a box.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's not always about money. I
What did
remember
you do? I went to the shops and bought a box.
when I was a kid, I remember my mum, to fill up our stockings, this is when I was quite young, she'd go to Poundland and she'd get a collection of these like really stupid toys, like wind up snails that you'd race on and just shit like that.
But
yeah,
do you know what?
that's the best.
That
is
sounds
the
amazing.
best.
I'd
That's
have been
the
well
best.
happy with that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's
Do
the
you
best
know what
part.
I used to get in my stocking?
Oh no.
Nuts and oranges.
Oh, I also got oranges.
No, that's all I got in my stockings. I never used to get excited about Christmas.
That's why you're so
stockings.
skinny.
That's what my parents used to buy me, and I used to just sit there and go, "Great. So where are the presents?"
Yeah. Oh, we got you some socks and a top. Oh, great. No, my grandparents are very much like that. They used to do pass the parcel, and literally, occasionally it'd be sprouts, or
Really?
literally uncooked sprouts, or oranges, and all stuff like that. Literally.
Pass the parcel.
Pass the
and
parcel.
You get
Yeah.
vegetables.
And my granddad would laugh so hard because he'd written down what's next, and he'd be like, "It's a carrot." And he'd get it, would unwrap and be like, "Oh, thanks for that." And he'd be like, like it's just this evil old man making fun of us because we're children. And nowadays, the thing is,
Now I wonder
I
why
would
you're
do
so
that.
weird. I understand that. You've grown up with the deluded family.
No, the worst part is, if I would do that now to my brother and my sister's kids, and I'd find it really funny, but they wouldn't.
So I must admit, I've done that as well. So growing up, I used to do stupid things with my parents. I used to play pass the parcel with them, but I'd layer up the first layer and it'd be the best present, and then I'd layer it up and all the sort of slightly worse presents would be on the outside. But they'd have to pass it round and give it to the person whose name it is, and then wrap it and go, "Okay, well that's mine. Oh, this is for you next."
Oh.
And I'd lay it like 15, 20 times.
Yeah.
And I think the worst thing I ever did was my dad, but I was only about 4 or 5. I was quite young and quite naive. And I'd gone into his drawer. I'd gotten a pair of his socks and wrapped them up in a reel of sellotape and given him to him. So he'd spent quarter of an hour trying to unwrap this thing, gave up, got the scissors, opened it up to find it's his own socks. And me and my sister sat there just laughing at him the entire time. And obviously, it's your dad. He can't really get too angry with it.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, if you're that young as well.
I'd just be like, "You bastard."
Well, that explains a lot about you then. No, so if we're going on to that, if we're going on to worst presents, so what worst presents that you've ever given was your dad his own socks?
that probably isn't one of the best
Wow.
things I've ever done. Not one of the best moments.
That's funny. That's great. I like that. Their own socks. Oh, yeah. So back to the question, because we kind of diverted a little bit there, was how important is it? It's not very important to me. I mean, I enjoy being able to see my family and seeing my friends. I feel like seeing my family is more of an obligation. Like, if I wasn't there, it wouldn't matter. It really wouldn't. And this year, for example, I'm going away. I'm not going to be in this country for Christmas. My family, they don't seem to really have noticed. I've told them all, of course. But
They're just got to get past Christmas Day and go, where's Jamie?
Yeah. And I mean, I understand that my older brother, Phil, he's kind of, we're similar in a lot of ways. Like, our sense of humor is quite similar, although he's way more extreme than I am. So realistically, when I see my brother, I don't really need to even say anything, because he'll just make it 10 times worse or 10 times funnier, because he just goes to the extreme either way. Because, I care about feelings, Ben, sometimes.
Of course.
Not yours, but some people's. So yeah, I just don't feel like I mean, I got no kids as well, so it's almost like I'm a tag along. I'm like one of the kids that just tags along for no reason. And we're the type of family as well where, I'll message my brother saying, what do you want for Christmas? And he'll just say, oh, I want this. Or, oh, look at my Amazon wish list. So it's not even like we're surprising each other with these lovely presents. It's this year, for example, because I'm not going to be there and I haven't got loads of money, because I'm going away, so I've spent a lot. So I'm being very selfish this year. And all I did was I got my family mostly chocolate. Because I was like, you know what? Screw this. I'm going to get everyone chocolate. Because it's cheap. And they know that I haven't got a lot of money at the minute. So everyone got chocolate. And you know what? I guarantee. Oh, no, some of the kids got sweets instead. Guarantee. Lots of sweets. Not like
oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can get a lot of sweets for like not much money. Guaranteed they're going to open that and be like, damn, yes, I got loads of sweets this year. And the parents will probably hate me because
I was about to say the parents would
the
kill
sugar
you.
rush.
Yeah.
But it's Christmas Day, everyone goes a bit crazy. So I think they're gonna love that. And then for like all the adults, I got like, boxes of like biscuits and the sort of assortments of whatever.
I never like the biscuit assortments.
I love the biscuit. No, these are good ones. Not like the crappy ones.
But
These are
I've never
good
been
ones.
a biscuit person. I'd rather have like the heroes, the celebrations, the roses.
You drink tea, Ben. How do you not like biscuits?
I don't dunk.
Call yourself.
I'm not a
What?
dunker.
You're not a dunker?
I'm not a dunker.
Ben, I even if I've got biscuits and I don't fancy a cup of tea, I'll get a glass of milk. I've got to dunk. I've got to dunk those biscuits. I'm a dunker.
I don't need to dunk.
I feel like I'm speaking German already. Dankeschön. Okay.
Let's move on. Let's ask another question. So, why do you think shops advertise Christmas so early?
Oh, God. We all know this. So, this year, I really noticed it this year. Last year, I didn't notice it as much, but I noticed this year, I went into, in fact, I think it's Poundland again. I just happened to be walking past and I was like, oh, I'll have a quick look in there. I was getting something for Halloween. So, it wasn't even Halloween yet. And down the Halloween aisle, one side was Halloween and the other side was Christmas. So we're talking October. It was probably mid-October. Mid-October. Christmas. And I get it. I get the whole, greed and corporations and they want to be able to sell you stuff. But realistically, it just meant that there was less Halloween stuff. So I felt less excited about Halloween this year. Even though I went and did lots of stuff, more than I'd normally do. Because the corporations were going, well, most people don't do. So Halloween in this country is more about the sweets for the kids than anything else. There's not usually parties and things like that. I mean, there can be, but it's not a big thing, is it? Not compared to Christmas, whereas Christmas is more of like a main thing.
Well, if you think about it, with Easter, we, in our store, in my retail store that I work for, we will start putting Easter products up Christmas Eve.
What?
And you think that's at least 4 months.
Yeah, that's
Easter,
insane.
which is crazy.
Surely the chocolate expires more.
But people buy, like Cadbury's cream eggs, people buy them in the ton.
Because they love it. Yeah.
Because people will just eat the chocolate all the way up till Christmas anyway.
Okay.
And I think even with Christmas, some stores will start advertising as soon as August, sometimes September, depending on what it is. But they'll start slow. They'll start small, and then it'll slowly take up more and more of their shops until eventually it's the whole shop advertising for Christmas.
The thing is, I don't blame the corporations. If people want it, then they sell it. People buy it. That's the problem.
That puts so much money back into the economy. That's why they do it.
Yeah.
So I get it. Don't like it.
No.
But I get it.
Oh God! It frustrates me because I understand. Like I try and buy Christmas presents like as soon as humanly possible because I don't want to have to deal with the crowds. And most of the time, I think it was last year, I actually bought every single thing online.
Yeah.
Everything. think actually on Amazon, which is probably quite bad. But I just remember thinking, oh, screw it. Today I'm going to do this. And I just did it all in one day.
I think I've gone through phases where I spend more online because it's just easier. Because if I want to search for something, the only thing is like when you're buying certain things online, you can't check them first quality wise. Buying shoes for someone, is it because they're not tried it on, it might not fit. Jumpers,
again,
jackets.
My family very much are what do you want for Christmas? And they'll tell me. So I just literally bought exactly what they told me.
I think that's one of the advantages to Christmas now compared to the past as well. Because a lot of people just have a wish list and go, pick what you like to get me. Here's the budget of each item. Pick what your budget is. That's a lot easier.
Yeah, I know, but it's just no spirit. There's no spirit. For example, there's
no surprise.
There's no surprise, but that's the Christmas thing. It's like, I unwrap this gift. It's usually probably crap, but at least it's a bit of fun. Like, look at the Secret Santa we did this year. So our friend group, there's 10.
Here we go.
All right. There's 10 of us in our friend group. And we all got together this year and did a Secret Santa. And you know what? I think like this was the best one we've done. I mean, last year's was good. Not as good, but I thought this one was really good because
it was good fun.
Yeah, I mean, my friend Dylan, they recently got a new house, so we went to their new house, which was lovely because we'd never been there before. I'd never seen it done up like that. It was really nice, and so I thought the environment was really good, as well as the presents were very, very varied. So we had a £15 limit?
Yeah, so it's about £10 to £15. Some people spent a little bit more.
Yeah, I spent like 16 because the thing I wanted to, it didn't quite add up. Oh no, one item wasn't going to arrive in time.
Yeah,
so I quickly popped to the shop and grabbed another thing, but then the item did arrive, so I was like, well, I spent over about £1. So yeah,
you can get a lot of surprises, like good surprises and bad surprises there.
Yeah, true, and that's kind of the point. Like, wait, yours was really good. You were well chuffed with yours.
Yeah, it's a point I'll get to later as well. Actually.
Yeah, your partner Meg got a really good one that everyone was expecting her to get.
She wasn't happy with it.
She wasn't happy with it. That's the thing as well. Like, it's about the group. Like, either you get something for the individual, which they'll love or hate or whatever. You know, it could be comedic or it could just be something that you know that they'll love. Or you can get something the whole group is going to find funny and all that. Because I feel like that works for both ways. Because it's all about not upping each other or anything like that, but just what suits the person that you've got that make it like fun.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. And I actually find those little things that we do with our friend group, that's Christmas to me. All this stuff with my parents and with my family, that's not even Christmas anymore.
Yeah.
That's just I have an obligation to buy them gifts. Yeah. But that felt like Christmas for me. And that's why I drank too much.
To be fair,
I got a little bit too drunk.
Since my parents broke up, I barely sort of spend Christmas with them as much anymore because my mum lives a long way away, but I try and flip between households during Christmas Day. So I'll spend it at my partner's sister's. We'll then go to my dad's. I'll then go back home for about an hour, and then I'm off out again. Yeah. And I'm at friends for say the rest of the night. So I'm here, there, and everywhere. So for me,
where do you prefer? Because the question I have here is, who would you rather spend Christmas with, your family or your friends?
So I enjoy spending time with family, but I don't feel like I truly unwind until I get round my friends. Because my friends are sort of where I relax most. Like, you think I relax with my family, but my dad, bless him, when I go to see him, I'm driving, so I don't drink. So I can't really unwind that. Yeah. Not saying alcohol has to be there for me to relax, but I find that when I'm now putting my feet up for the rest of the night, knowing I don't have to go anywhere, is when I truly relax. And I got into a bit of a routine, I think, for at least 5 or so years, where we spent Christmas at a particular friends group. And we'd get drunk, we'd get wasted. Someone would start crying at some point in the middle of the night. That always happened. Someone would end up chundering. Normally it's me.
Yeah, you're drunk.
Because people would...
Ben's a phantom drinker, so you don't realise it, but suddenly he'd have like 10 cans, and you're like, Ben, you haven't even gone up to the toilet. Where is this stored? How has this happened? And then you stand up and you're like, whoa. Like, the
problem is people give me cocktails, but don't tell me how much. We've got a friend who likes to add a lot of shots to the cocktails. And before
to be fair, she didn't realise that the shots were double shots.
Yeah, so I had 7 shots per drink. No wonder I passed out after 3 of them.
It wasn't me.
I'm lucky I got home.
Yeah, that was bad.
But yeah,
we've all had some rough time. I mean, Christmas, that's the trouble with Christmas. It's like a lot of people die. A lot of people, it's like the highest time for suicide, isn't it? Because people get lonely and all that. So I feel like Christmas can be a time to go, oh shit, this year's been shit for me. Or it can be, oh yeah, this year's been great for me, and obviously celebrating with your friends. But we've had very high Christmases with our friends and very low Christmases with our friends.
Yeah, I don't think I get excited about Christmas as much as I used to, though. Like,
no.
Like, some of the partying times we've done have been brilliant. But I feel like if given the choice, like, where would I go nowadays? I don't really know. I don't really know what I prefer doing. Like, obviously, I like seeing my friends, but if they're not all together, all of us, it's not the same. So I don't really know.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Because our friend group has changed a lot over the past, 10 years or so. Oh, God, has it been that long? That sounds so weird to me.
Has it been 10 years?
I feel like it's been a long time. We've been doing it for a long time, right? We could probably find pictures from way back, can't we?
So
probably not 10 years. It must be...
I think I got with my partner around about the time the group sort of formed. That was 8 years ago.
Yeah, I think 8 years sounds about right. I was going to say 8 or 9 years.
It's almost 8 years, yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Jesus, has been that long.
Yeah. So I feel as if, because it's been tradition for us, and that's the thing as well, I always hated it. I always hated the whole, because again, Christmas Day for me was driving to my family's. And so drive to one, do the Christmas thing, drive to the other, do the Christmas thing, or maybe even pick people up and then drive to, that kind of thing. So I couldn't drink. It would just be hectic because there's kids flying everywhere. And, presents for me was usually quite disappointing because I'm an adult. So it's either I know what it is or it's something that I don't really want. That's usually what Christmas is. And then after all that, I then have to find a way to get to Dylan's in this case. And then when I finally got there, I'll be like, oh, this is it. This is great.
But you then unwind.
And then unwind. But it's the whole day. In fact, to be honest, it's the whole day. The whole day I hate it because it's just a lot of effort.
It's a lot of effort. But when you finally put your feet up and unwind, that's when you start to go, right, okay, this is what Christmas is for me. Yeah. This is a bit that I'm now going to enjoy.
And it's like not even the first, once you've sat down and you've finally got over the whole stress of the day, you've had a drink and you've gone, oh, okay, this is it now. Great. Music's on, having a bit of a dance or playing Twister or whatever we ended up doing. Twister was great.
We always end up spilling a drink somewhere in that house.
Always getting told off. I remember last time it was on the Twister mat because I remember putting my hand in it and then my foot in it. Because it was like, that's the last red. Great, it's covered in cider.
You didn't have any spare socks, so you just have damp socks that smelt of cider for the rest of the night.
That's why your cider, Ben. You're always drinking cider.
So I think that kind of answers a little bit of how different Christmas feels compared to childhood, because we're saying about now how we have to travel around, how we have to get in.
Well, this is the thing as well. We didn't get into the whole idea that when you were a kid, you don't have to buy presents. It's not about that. You still believed in Santa. I mean, even after you stop believing in Santa, you still have to buy presents until realistically you've got a job or you've moved out or whatever.
Yeah.
So that can be 16, 18 years of your life, right? So
once you sort of hit that point, you're now the adult. The rest of your family, you now have kids. You're the one that sort of has to sort of carry it on and go, right, Santa's real. What's he going to bring? What are you waiting for? Yeah. And then you have to go to the shops. You have to buy these presents for them and sort of play along with the idea. So from childhood to adulthood, that sparkle that was once there is sort of dissipated a little bit. I mean, it depends on how you are, because some people still live like a little child in a way and they get really excited for it. Whereas there's a lot of people who are very much like the Grinch, as mentioned earlier, who are just like, oh, I've got to deal with all this right now. Pretend I enjoy. But
what about with your partner? Surely, I know the gifts aren't necessarily going to be great, depending on, because, I mean, I've never received anything that particularly great from my partner. But, you know what I mean? Christmas Day, you wake up and you two have a little thing together before you start the day. That can be quite nice.
Yeah, we sometimes hold off giving each other the presents straight away.
Wow.
Sometimes. It depends on
I couldn't do that.
The way things I know. I do enjoy the presents, but we'll spread out through the whole day. So we'll go to her parents, there's presents. We'll go to our friends and we'll sometimes give out presents.
Okay.
I'll go to my dad's, I'll then get presents. Sometimes I'll go and see my nan or my mum and then I'll get presents as well. So the presents are spread out throughout the whole day. So there's always a little bit of excitement each destination.
Yeah,
I kind of like that.
That's quite nice.
It's something that you don't always get.
That's true.
And here's one for you. My birthday's 4 days after Christmas. So for me, Christmas just feels like an extension because I'll get them sort of build up. So I'll look under the tree and there'll still be presents there because someone will then start putting birthday presents under the tree.
That's nice.
So for me, Christmas lasts till the new year. Might as well just admit it.
Do you have to work on your birthday?
Sometimes. Yeah. I'd say about 40% of the time I have to work because I can't get holiday over Christmas normally.
Yeah.
It's busy time of the year.
Well, even at that point, that's an extra bit of time on the end, isn't it? And people usually want it beforehand.
But I say I'd celebrate my birthday more in the afternoons and stuff like that when I then unwind, finishing work. And
and obviously as you get older, birthdays aren't as a big deal than anything else. It's more about just having, this is my special day, I'm going to have a drink kind of thing or whatever.
Just find on a way to unwind or do something.
Something a little bit special.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. So, Ben, do you think it's more important to give or receive presents?
Glad you finished that one.
Yeah, hey.
So I actually think it's a bit of both. So I it's not a very difficult one to explain, but I think if you're going to give to children, you don't really expect anything back other than your thank yous that you get from the parents and stuff like that. But when you're giving to friends and family, you feel like there has to be some sort of receiving in the process. Okay. Not expectantly, not on purpose, but if you're not even getting a thank you back, is it worth giving to them? So like,
that's fair.
I've got some members of the family I give to every year. I've been doing it since I was like 17, 18, start work. And I would give it to every cousin, every aunt, every uncle, every niece, all of them, all of the kids. But I've noticed that one side of the family don't give me a card, don't say thank you.
Yeah.
Nothing. It's just like they barely talk to me now.
It feels disrespectful at that point, doesn't it? It's like I've gone out of the way to make an effort, even writing a card to someone. And fair enough, if you've written a card to someone who you wouldn't traditionally and they don't give you one, that's fine. But then next year you kind of expect something, right? Yeah,
I mean, I understand it, but I think I like to know that they've appreciated what the effort I've gone through, even if I'm getting them just a Smelly's gift set.
Yeah.
You just feel like I've gone through my time and effort to wrap this, buy it, because I'm spending money that I may not necessarily have. I've then gone through the effort of delivering it to you. And if you don't really get a thank you, after a while you think, okay, I like giving, but if they're not even saying thank you, I'm not going to bother anymore. So I've now stopped doing it. I feel really bad for it, actually. My other half says I shouldn't be feeling like that because they're not really that bothered. If they were bothered, they'd make more of an effort.
But I hear that you end up getting a lot of presents because you like to basically go to your extended family, right?
Yeah, so I give to everyone. I don't expect it from the kids and stuff. And once they reach 2021, I'll keep doing it for a few more years. But if they stop, then I get it and I go, okay, right, they've grown up now. Now there's time for me to step away and go, right, it's up to you. If you don't want to give to me, that's absolutely fine. Yeah. But I've got an uncle who's, I think they use the phrase hermit. He's someone who doesn't like seeing the family, doesn't speak to them. He's extremely shy. Oh. He means well. He's just extremely shy. Doesn't want to talk to everyone. But that
sounds ideal.
Fine. Yeah, but that's what he wants. That's fine. But I always make sure I give him something every year. And I know that he probably really appreciates it, but he doesn't have the courage to say it. So I do like to give.
So it depends on the personality.
Yeah, I do like to give. Probably. I do like receiving. Don't... That's your eyes there. No, I do like to receive gifts at Christmas. As long as if I receive something, I think I'm happy. But I think I'd say I like to give more than I do like to receive if I had to choose between the two. What about you?
I see that, Ben. I see you as more of a receiver than a giver. See, for me, it's more of a, I don't know, when it comes to Christmas, this is going to sound really bad, but throughout the years, I've learned to just lower my expectations. Again, because my family don't really do anything for Christmas or birthdays or anything, I just make my expectations zero. Absolutely zero.
So you can never be disappointed.
Because never be disappointed. And I know that's horrible, and that makes it really bad, but it's more of I make my receiving zero. I'll buy gifts to people. I'll get excited about them opening their gifts, and that's all great. And I'll still have the excitement from that. So it makes me feel very selfless in that way. And then more of a, if someone didn't get me a gift, I'd probably be a bit, it would probably take me a little while to realise. And then I'd be, hang on a second. They didn't get me a gift. That's weird. And then I'd probably speak to them about it because I don't buy for my extended family. None of us do that. Again, none of us celebrate Christmas. Again, we have trees. We do the presents thing for our immediate families, but it's not like a massive global thing. We just don't do it. We just never have. So, I'll buy presents for my mum and my brother and my sister and their kids, and that's pretty much it. And my partner, and then that's it. And the Secret Santa. In fact, I spent more on Secret Santa than I did for anyone. No, not for my partner, obviously.
Yeah, better correct that
better correct that one. No, she knows I overspent for her this year, but there you go. So, Christmas is not, I don't know. I just don't think about it. And then when I get a present, I'm like, oh, this is for me. It's like Christmas, It's good.
So you'd rather give than receive?
I'd rather, if someone said to me like, oh, I'm not going to get you anything, so don't bother getting me anything. I think, nice, thanks. That's more of a present than anything else, because then I don't have to worry about it. Although, like, again, Christmas for me is with my immediate partner. Yeah, because I've got loads of partners. So it's just my immediate partner. No, with my partner.
Phrasing.
With my partner and with my friends, and that's it. Like, with my family, doesn't matter. For example, this year for Christmas, my mum didn't ask me what I wanted, and I thought, oh, that's unusual. Normally, obviously, she asks her. And I remember she was asking my brother. I was like, oh, you haven't asked me what I want. And obviously, it's getting towards Christmas now. And she goes, oh, well, I was just going to give you money. I was like, oh. And that's the thing. For my birthday, if she said to me, like, oh, I was just going to give you some cash, that's absolutely fine. I'm like, I expect that. That's okay. I think birthdays, again, are much less of a deal than Christmas even though Christmas isn't a big deal. But for Christmas, I like the present. I like that they've gone out of the way to do something.
My dad said this year he's just giving me money.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Obviously, I'm going to Germany, so I want some money. That would be nice.
Yeah, but it's like
if she got me some euros, I'd really appreciate that. But oh, she's gone out of her way to get me euros. I really like that. That's great. And I think she did one year, actually, when I was, not because I was going away for Christmas, because I was going away after Christmas. So she got me some euros. And I thought, that's really, she probably got a shit conversion rate. But that's great. I appreciate that. And she's gone out of her way to do that. But just cash is kind of like, oh, I feel so. That feels disappointing to me.
Just a gift card.
I've got cash. I mean, I haven't got a lot of cash, but you know what I mean. Like I've seen cash, so it's like it doesn't feel special.
I agree with you on that one. I think getting cash sometimes as a gift it just feels lazy. But the sentiment is there, but it's not quite right.
Yeah, I mean, if they gave me like a really nice card with a really nice message in it, something like that, and some cash, I'd still really appreciate that
because there's thought behind.
Because there's thought behind it. But we don't do cards. We don't do anything.
It says, "Here you go, sort yourself out."
Yeah, it's just like I'm like, oh, Mum, you didn't give me a present. Oh yeah, sorry, 1 second. Get us a purse, like give him some cash, and it'll be like that.
That would remove the feeling of Christmas.
That's not Christmas then, is it? That's just any day that she's feeling really generous. Not that she ever gives me money, but you know what I mean.
So my next question for you.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't really remember my childhood remembering about Santa. I don't remember much about it. But how old were you when you realised Santa wasn't real? Do you remember any of it?
Oh God, I can't remember exactly the age I was, but I remember one point. It was more of a, me and my older brother we're at the age where we started fighting a little bit, just more play fighting than anything else. And I think I hurt him a little bit. And so to spite me, he told me,
yeah.
And obviously at the time I was like, what would you mean? And my mum, obviously, that's the thing that got me. When my brother at the time, when he said stuff, I just ignore it because he'd be talking dirty because he'd want to annoy me because he'd want to upset me because we're having a little fight. But it's the fact that my mum went, shh, don't say that. It made me go, okay, there's something to this then. That's obviously not right.
Yeah.
So that's the thing that got me. And then after that, I was like, oh, what? And I remember like the wonder just disappearing. And that was probably one of the last Christmases where when I thought, like, oh, Christmas is really, truly special.
Did it make you wonder about the Easter Bunny immediately, or?
No, my family didn't do Easter Bunny.
Didn't do Easter Bunny?
Didn't do Easter Bunny. We did do the Tooth Fairy.
Tooth Fairy? Yeah, I was about to say, actually, yeah, Tooth Fairy.
But I think I'd figured that out before. Yeah, no, I had. Because I remember my mum forgot one year.
Oh.
Yeah, she forgot, and I suddenly still had a tooth. And I went downstairs and I was like, what's this all about? And Mum went, let me take that. I'll give it to the Easter Bunny. Sometimes she leaves money. I can't remember where she said. And I was like, oh, what? So I went and had a look there. And obviously nothing was there. And then she came back and was like, oh, it's here. And obviously my mum got the money out of it on the side. And I was like, this is not real.
To be fair, I think
that's horrible, though. The fact that she forgot. I know, I get it. Parents do. But that broke. I remember that broke me for a few days.
Oh, man.
When I was a kid, yeah.
I think I get it, though.
Why do I remember that one so vividly? I don't remember the Christmas one as well, but I remember that one so vividly. That one really, because it's from my mum, I think. So I felt a bit betrayed.
Like a painful experience. This is why I go to, like, this is why I have trauma. Yeah. But, like, I kind of get the idea that with people, the way they normally find out is through, not schoolyard bullies, but through, what do they call it? Like Chinese whispers at school.
Yeah, other
Santa
kids.
isn't real. Because people find out at different ages, but school kids love to tell other kids,
Yeah.
oh, I guess what I found out, and then you have to hear it, even if you don't want to. So I suppose, when you find out Santa isn't real, it does remove a little bit of the sparkle from Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of truly gets to the point where you're like, what the hell? They've actually been lying to me this whole time. And this magical thing, it takes the magic out of the world. And when you're an adult, I remember that being I remember one day, and this was an ex-partner of mine, she told me, she was like, why are you like this? You're not special. And she said that to me, and I was like, what do you mean? Like, because I was always brought up kind of thinking that, everyone's special in their own way kind of thing. And I liked that. I felt special.
Everyone's unique.
Yeah. And I know making everyone special means no one's special, technically, because then everyone's special, if that makes any sense. But like, I have special.
I still like that, though.
Yeah,
I like
it
it
when
when people say, like, I like you because you're different.
Yeah, exactly. As long as they start, I like you first. You're different.
You're different. You like me. But...
So it's like, I remember that's a vivid memory, like a scar for me, because I remember thinking, why would you say that?
We're getting a little off subject with this whole
but I mean,
scar.
that's the type of feeling I got from that. And from the Santa thing as well, I don't know. I think that's something that's hard to pull off for so many years, because obviously you got to make a lot of noise and keep all the presents hidden and stuff like that. And I mean,
walk in your parents' bedroom, find things that you shouldn't have found yet because they've not been wrapped. I've done that.
Yeah. Oh, I remember once playing hide and seek, and literally going into a cupboard and seeing all these presents. That was obviously after I knew, but I was like, damn.
I must admit, I was naughty once. Went in my parents' room, had a little sneak to see what was there.
Yeah.
Found this little toy plush that was for me, and I went, should not really have seen that. Yeah. I mean, I was excited when I got it anyway, and I still acted surprised, even though I was only quite young at the time. But even then, I was like, I don't know how I feel about going and snooping anymore. It's something I stopped doing.
Yeah, again, after I found them once, I remember thinking, if I see anything, I'm just gonna close it and be like, right, no, I
think that's why I've gotten to that point where, like, if something's out in the open, I don't even notice it, because I'm so used to going, right, I probably shouldn't be seeing that, and I'll blank it, and then I'll come in and like, oh shit, I need to hide this. You've seen anything, Ben? Sorry, seen what? Oh right, no, that's fine.
Yeah. But do you think like Christmas has become less special? Obviously, since you've been an adult, because that's a few years now for both of us. Like, do you think that it's just got samey?
I do find that the patterns changed a little bit, but I think it depends with your circle of family and friends, because people argue and stop hanging out and stuff like that. But I think I'd say the sparkle for me has kind of gone from a few years ago, so I don't get excited anymore. So in that term, the sparkle has sort of died down a little bit,
which is a shame, really, because it's meant to be special and all of that. But like we were talking before about like certain things about Christmas that we don't particularly like, and I know for a fact that one of yours, Ben, and I know that you want to talk about it. So what's the one thing about Christmas that you hate the most, Ben?
Okay, let's get started.
Here we go. How long we got?
Okay, the one thing I hate most about the Christmas is the music. Hands down, by far, the single worst thing I can think of is when I hear Mariah Carey playing down any sort of speaker. So, working in retail, any retail worker will tell you, hands down, that someone has brought in a CD. It's not normally like a personally made one. It'll be one with the Christmas hits, now what I call music. So the first song on that playlist is always Mariah Carey every flipping time, followed by George Michael.
Yeah.
Then you've got all the others like Slade and all that lot. And they'll put that album on repeat. And it'll be the one CD, it'll be 20 songs. It lasts about 60 to 80 minutes. And that'll be on repeat. So for an 8-hour shift, you will hear that song about 7 or 8 times. Even if you manage to go out into the warehouse and avoid one song, you've still got all the other songs you've got to listen to. Yeah. If that isn't bad enough, they'll put on album 2. Now, album 2 doesn't compromise of as familiar songs, but still really dated, terrible songs. So you've got like, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Songs that are like from the 40s, 50s, 60s. Dated, old, not enjoyable, not pleasurable, and they'll put them on, and I want to fall asleep on the shop floor. I don't enjoy that anyway, so that makes it even worse. And then you go out and you go do your own Christmas shopping, and lo and behold, every other shop is playing the songs. So you'll go into one shop, hear the song, go into the next one, the same song's still playing. It feels like it's echoed through the walls. And then you go for your Christmas meal, and lo and behold, Christmas music is.
All right, so we went out for a meal recently, and how many songs did they have on repeat? It was like 5 or 6.
They had probably like a 6 or 7 track album. 6 or 7 tracks.
Every time it repeated, Ben would look at me.
I think Mariah Carey played in 2 hours at least 8 times.
I swear there was multiple of that song.
Yeah, 8 times.
It was like different.
Ariana Grande, that played a couple of times as well. I just couldn't believe it. I was like, it's bad enough hearing it at work. Now I've got to hear it here. And I don't hear it like from like the 1st of December normally. It'll start in November. So it'll start like middle of November. So that's like 35 days of pure Christmas music. Same songs. Like, let's just say any other song in the world. You can name any song you like. You hear that occasionally. Even if it's like the biggest pop chart in the world. It'll play, they'll move on, and then it'll eventually normally fade out of the limelight, and then it's only played when you want it to, or the radio DJs want to play it.
Yeah.
But this, you have to hear one time for every single day of the week, every single hour of the week, leading up to Christmas Day. And then once that's gone, it's gone. And you think, it's over. And then you got like 10 or 11 months, and then it comes back again. You go, well, I've got to listen to this again. Because it's nothing different. Nothing changes. And that's the reason I hate Christmas music so much. Because it doesn't disappear. All the new Christmas songs that come out, let's just say, for example, they brought out another 50 to 100 Christmas songs that year. Some by top artists, some by, ones you've not probably heard of, some rock songs, some garage and hip hop versions. 1, maybe 2 songs at best every year may possibly get added to the Christmas playlists, but then that's it. So you then have maybe 1 new song every year that you might hear following on year from year. But I just can't deal with it. I'm sorry, I've really got into it. I've been really...
Ben's wanted to talk about this. You mentioned it before. The thing is, I don't work in retail, so I quite like the Christmas music. Granted, I went into the city once in December, and it wasn't... I remember thinking like, God, this is the same music everywhere. Like, this was annoying me, and I was only walking in and out of a few shops. And so standing in it constantly... it must be horrendous.
I just lose the willpower to live, because a lot of the time it's someone's brought in a CD player and it's not a very good one. The songs normally start skipping at some points as well. I got to a point where I knew which songs would skip and how far in, because they get repeated.
Yeah.
But they'll stick it normally near the front door. They'll stick it somewhere, and it's always within earshot. And you just have to listen to it playing and skipping. And then you'll get people come in, they start singing as well. You're like, oh God, if I didn't want to hear it in 3D, I do now.
You sound like a right Grinch.
I am. Well, Christmas music, I fucking hate. I don't mind the whole idea of Christmas. If the kids start singing it involved, great. But because I have to hear the same renditions, and that's another point. If it's a Christmas song that you've heard by Mariah Carey, that's fine. But then someone else wants to do their rendition.
Oh yeah, I hate that.
Then you have to hear cover songs.
That's even worse.
And the cover songs are sometimes terrible. But now you've got to hear them because someone else has re-released it. I've had enough. I've had enough. God. It's not even Christmas Day yet. I've had enough already.
Jesus, man, I've still got like 10 days till Christmas, and you're already not.
I could kill if I knew who. If I had contacts with Mariah Carey, I'd have slapped her by now. Please stop it.
It's not her fault. Then it got picked up. See, I quite like it. I think it's fine. Like, again,
I would kill you in your sleep. If you play a Christmas song while I'm here, I will kill you in your sleep.
I rarely play it. But I remember Annabelle and I went away and I put on some Christmas music just in the background. But it was movie Christmas music. It wasn't none of the traditional stuff.
Even that's terrible, because even that gets played to death.
Yeah, again, it would just repeat it once and then I stopped.
To be fair, I like going up to people and going, right, let's hear something different. And I'll put on rock songs, normally like ones people haven't heard of, just to hear something different. And people go, it's okay. Sometimes it's not great. But anything just to listen to something that isn't the same shit.
But surely not during Christmas time you play music, right?
But I'll play what I like.
No, I mean in the store.
In the store? No. So we don't have music any other time of the year. We're going to change that soon. And I'm sure I'll probably have something to say about that. But
because I remember, like, there's some other places, like, if you go to Asda, they have speakers, which is like Asda Radio or whatever, and it will literally be the same. While you're shopping, it starts repeating. And I just remember thinking, God, that is true. Must be horrible.
If you go to some of the lower budget shops, so like Roy's, Poundland, for example, they have, how do I phrase this nicely? They have songs by artists who definitely haven't made it.
Yeah.
The vocals are terrible. The guitar riffs are very simple, and they sound awful.
Yeah.
Because they're not copyright, they're free.
Yeah, they're free.
And they can play music. And I just think if I worked there, I'd just
But you might be getting that soon, though.
Yeah, but because of how big the company is, I know they'll have.
Hopefully. Well, Mariah Carey.
Well, hopefully it'll be less. It'll probably still be better than what I'm listening to now.
Hopefully. Oh God.
Anyway, I think I need a minute away from Christmas. let's just.
Well,
step over that.
The worst thing about Christmas for me, I think, is just again having to spend time with my family. It's not only that; it's more of a. I think buying gifts. It's buying gifts.
You hate the.
I feel as if buying gifts for kids. I understand that. I totally understand it. They love, if they still believe in Santa and all of that. That's pro. I've got brothers who are in their teens, and obviously they don't believe in Santa anymore. They're old enough to get their own, pocket money, and they've got their own mobile phone and stuff like that. Why should anyone be buying them presents? I get it. They don't get a lot. That's fine. But their parents should do that. I don't feel like I don't think they expect much from me.
So you don't get much excitement from buying for family?
No. Buying for their kids, I do, because I know that they're going to enjoy it and love it and that kind of thing.
So for you, that is the worst thing, buying for family?
Well, buying for adult family.
Buying for adults.
I think it is, because it's never going to be anything that they really want. It just isn't. I mean, even if they ask me for it, usually, this is the thing, when you become an adult, all the stuff that's cheap that you want, you just buy for yourself. So the only things you got left are expensive. I need a new car. I need a new whatever. I need a new TV, that kind of thing. But you can't expect anyone to do that. So realistic, unless you're rich, of course.
I'll tell you the one thing I don't like about certain family members at Christmas is the people who don't know what they want, but they're really complicated to buy for.
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk about my father.
Usually men. It's usually men.
It is the men, yeah.
Yeah. That's just women. You can just get perfume or bath bombs, whatever.
My dad is a very weird simpleton in the fact that
I know Ben. Give him some socks from his own drawer.
That's why I gave him some socks probably when I was little.
Yeah.
But he doesn't need anything. He doesn't want anything. So when I go, so Dad, what do you want for Christmas? I'd like a new car. I'm like, right. So is it Hot Wheels then? Because I'm not going to be able to afford a brand new car.
Yeah.
A new holiday home. Right. Do you want bricks and mortar? Because that's probably all I can afford.
Yeah.
Or a holiday. I'm like, yeah, because I haven't got money for that. So do you want me to buy you a fake airplane?
This is exactly what I was just saying. It's impossible.
My father's impossible to buy for. So what did I get him? I got him some beers. I got him some socks.
Oh, beers usually work.
Yeah, but that's the problem.
I know, consumables are no fun, I guess.
The same with my nan. I say to my nan, what would you like every year? Vodka. That's it. So Nan gets vodka.
There's flavoured vodka.
I've done picture frames with pictures of me and my partner in there, but she'll always have them scattered across the house. And I think she's not going to have any room before long, so I'm not going to plaster every year with just photos. So that's another thing. And then the same with the other members of the family. I got them smellies one year, and I got them smellies ever since. And I think, do they even like smellies? Do they even appreciate getting smellies? But that's what you give them. And that's hard. You fall into routines because you just don't know what to get people.
Everybody gets candles or smelly soaps or whatever, beer and alcohol and socks.
I think women get nicer gifts in terms of when you're looking in Boots and they go, all right, okay, what kind of gift set do you want to give them? And you go, oh God, there's so many different brands. So many nice things. You go, oh, this one's got slippers with it. Oh, this one's got one of them head things that you put on in the shower, like scrunchie or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And you go, oh, this one comes with animal flavoured soaps or something like that. I don't know. But they come with the weirdest little
also flavoured.
I know.
Not scented.
I really went really weird.
You've been eating your soaps. Animal this giraffe flavoured soap that I need to eat.
But if you're a man, what have you got? Oh, you've got hair stuff, deodorant, body stuff. That's it.
Basically, they're telling you that you stink.
Basically,
you probably smell.
It's to buy for the most basic people. But my dad, if I bought him any of that, he'd go, oh, my skin don't react well at that.
No.
So you can't buy me that. Oh, what about for your hair? No, my scalp's really delicate.
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of people have... Because I remember for Annabelle, for example, for my partner, I wanted to get her some really nice cream that smells like strawberries. Because I know it's a bit selfish, but it's for me. Because I like to smell strawberries.
So when you kiss her, you go,
Yeah, I go, strawberries. It doesn't taste like strawberries, and it smells like it smells like strawberries. But the trouble is, she's got a little bit of eczema, and she uses this special cream, so she'll never use it. Yeah. I didn't buy it for her, but I just said to her, "Oh, this is the sort of thing you'd like." She was like, "No, because I have." By the time you get to an adult, you know exactly what works and what doesn't work with your skin usually. So she uses this special shampoo and this special cream, and it's just great. I guess perfume maybe, if that works. But anyway, when you were talking about the sock thing with your dad, I suddenly remembered that a funny present that I received was from actually Dylan once. So
we're now talking about most memorable presents.
Yeah, so let's go present. Yeah, no, just going back to the socks thing. Before I forget this. So one year, I remember we went out on out for a few drinks or whatever, and his friend Jack was driving, and I remember when I got home, I was like, oh, I left my coat. I think it's in Jack's car. That's all I remember. And no, they couldn't find it. It was gone forever. I was like, okay. And I think this was like September time. And then October, then November. And I was just like, it's getting really cold now. I was wearing 2 jumpers because I didn't have a coat. So I was like, well, I'm going to have to go buy a coat. And coats usually aren't very cheap. So I was like, oh, this is frustrating. And I was like, I swear they've got my coat. I even went around Dylan's apartment and checked. And I still couldn't find it. And I was like, well, I'll give it up on that. Obviously, I must have left it in the pub or something. It's just gone.
You can see where this is going.
You see where this is going. I bought a coat. And then on Christmas Day, literally, Dylan had a present for me, and I thought, hell, we don't. Normally, we might get by a few beers or whatever.
I think I partially remember this happening. As well.
I unwrapped it. I was well excited. I unwrapped it, and I was actually kind of like nervous. I thought it was going to be some prank thing, and it was my bloody coat. And the worst thing is, they'd found it in October and thought, oh, you know, it would be funny if we wrapped it for Christmas. So I had to wait and buy another coat. Oh, God, that annoyed me. That annoyed me a lot.
Oh, brilliant.
Like,
what other memorable presents would you say you've received over the Christmas period?
So I know my worst one. I remember this because I mentioned it to my mother a lot.
Okay.
So when I was a teenager, so I know I don't look very old, but when I was a kid, we didn't have a computer. Computers weren't really a thing, like in homes. And then when I was like a young teenager, maybe like 11 or 12, we got a home computer, and computers became a thing. And I remember my brother really play like RuneScape or something. It was back then. And so my mum, after a little while, decided, oh, I'll get them a computer. Because she hated that we were always on that computer. So she'd get us our own computer to share. And obviously it's been okay. So we already knew what we were going to be getting. We're a teen at this point. So annoyingly, what my mum did was she wrapped up the computer, the actual tower, the PC itself, and also wrapped up the monitor. And to split it. So I got the monitor and my brother got the computer. The thing is, we already had a monitor. So he was like, no, this is mine. This was my present. So I literally had a monitor, no computer, because he wouldn't let me on his computer because it was wrapped for him.
So both got a present each, but they both went to him?
No, so for example, Mum was getting the computer, so a computer and a monitor.
Right.
Obviously, this was the big fat monitors at the time.
Right.
And so to split it, she wrapped the computer and all the cables and everything for my brother and wrapped the monitor for me to be like, oh, it's both for both of you, so it's just half and half kind of thing. But because we already had a monitor, my brother was like, well, I don't need your monitor, because it was going to be like, oh, well, you have to be together because you have to use the computer with the monitor. I was like, no, I've already got a monitor. So he just took the computer and he used that computer. He wouldn't let me use it because he was like, well, no, this is mine. It was wrapped for me. You get the monitor. I was like, well, I don't have a computer.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so he was being a right arsehole. And he did this for a really long time. And obviously I'd complain to my mum all the time. And she'd be like, oh, stop doing that. And then give up because he was bigger than me.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and that was horrible.
That's a bit poor.
And it's like, I don't want to get into like bad parenting, but it's very bad. Obviously, at that point, you'd say, well, no, this is for both of you. I'm going to do a strict schedule, so you get it half and half kind of thing.
Share or I'll take it away.
Share or take it away, yeah. And I remember we got to the point where we fought over it, that my mum did take it away. And that was it. We were back to like PlayStation 2 or something that was in the living room. And I remember feeling really like upset that I think I only went on it once. And then the worst thing is, we then moved house to somewhere else, and the only place we could fit the computer was in my bedroom. I actually had my own room at this point. Yeah. We moved house, so we had more rooms. So the computer was in my room. So my brother was in my room all the time. And I remember we had a lightning storm at one point, and it hit the telephone pole outside of our house, and the computer blew up.
Oh, God.
So I imagine the amount of time I spent on that computer was probably not even 10 hours, and his was probably in the hundreds of hours, and it blew up, and that was it. And literally, like, the motherboard was black, like it was destroyed.
Jesus, you were lucky you didn't get hurt then, I suppose.
Well, I wasn't on it. My brother he flew backwards. So that was funny.
Is that karma? Do you reckon?
Maybe a little bit. But I lost the computer too. Whenever he went to, I think he was in college at the time. Whenever he went to college, and I got home before him, I was like, oh yeah, I get a good like half an hour on the computer.
God,
yeah,
that sucks.
That was pretty bad. And I remember at the time, because my brother's 2 years older than me, so it's like there's a when you hit puberty kind of thing. As he got into puberty, I wasn't, so I didn't know why he was so horrible. Then I got into puberty, and then it was like mayhem for ages, and then he went out of it, and then it was kind of like I was bad to him for a while. There's that kind of dynamic because we're brothers, and we fought a lot over stuff because we'd have to share because our family weren't exactly wealthy or anything. So like we had our fair share of annoying each other. So you'd say
they're sort of your more memorable. Do you have any other memorable ones you can think of? So I've got a couple.
That's the only one I can remember where I truly felt like betrayed because my mum just didn't sort it out. She was like, "Well, you two should be old enough to sort this out."
Okay.
What?
Well, I've got two memorable ones I can think of. One was from an aunt. She got me this book, and I remember opening up and going, "Okay, what the fuck is this?" And the front cover had a picture of a sheep on it. I can't remember the title of the book, but it was like Animal Facts from the Farm or something like that, or Animal Sayings from the Farm. It was really stupid, but you'd open up this book and it'd be a picture of like a farmland creature or just like a scenery sort of thing. And then you'd have a quote, and it would be something maybe slightly farm related, and it's supposed to be like facts or a bit of knowledge or a bit of just something to help you think. And they were so rubbish.
Really?
And I remember I think I looked at that book for 5 minutes that day, and that book went to charity that week.
Oh no.
It was just like I just couldn't work out why they'd saw this and went, Ben will love this.
He's like a farmer. He talks like a farmer.
I was just like, oh,
combine harvester.
I was just like always look on the bright side of life. I'm glad I thought of that. And threw that away. That was probably one of the more sort of like, I don't know what you were thinking.
I think books can be pretty bad. Sometimes they're good. Sometimes they're pretty good.
I had an aunt who got me a pair of Where's Wally underpants, but she bought them extra small. And I mean, I'm quite a petite guy. Yeah, that's fine. But I mean, they suffocated me.
Oh, no.
Like, if you don't know how big someone is and you're buying their size, especially for like a cousin, aunt, or uncle, it's a bit risky. Especially your aunt buying you like. I would say I don't see her that much. I'll see her once or twice a year. So to receive them was a bit of a weird present. She bought me other stuff as well.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just one pair. I think she got them on discount. She went, oh, they'll do. What, that size? Yeah, that's all right. That's it. But like that's another weird present.
I think clothes are risky. Socks are fine. Because most people, as long as you know their shoe size kind of thing. Because I've got many socks that people are like, oh, it's probably like, a size whatever. But I've got very wide feet, so I have to get like 11 to 13 or whatever. So they actually fit. Because half the time, so that's annoying. I've got loads of socks that don't fit.
I've had,
but other than that, I think underwear nowadays, especially, you can get some crap underwear. Like you need to get some decent branded underwear and in the right size.
Talking about clothing, I got an item of clothing gift from my partner. She's probably going to kill me for saying this, but she got me a jumper long time ago, and she loves giving gifts, and she put a lot of thought of effort into it. I did not like that jumper.
Oh no!
It really wasn't me. I almost cried because I was trying to find the courage to tell her nicely that I don't want to wear it.
Yeah.
But not hurt her feelings, because when someone puts a lot of effort into a gift, you don't want to upset them.
Yeah.
And I was getting really worked up because I couldn't find the way of just telling her, "I'll never wear that." And the problem was, even when I told her, she tried to find several angles on trying to get me to wear it. Because if she I put it through the washer so it feels more comfortable. Because it didn't feel comfortable, admittedly.
Okay.
But she was still trying to find ways around me wearing this very sensible top. You know me, I wear really weird coloured and brightly sprayed clothing, for example. Yeah. But that was probably one of the most difficult presents. I had to be really careful. I love my partner a bit, and I love the effort she puts into my presents. But that one didn't go down too well with me. That's probably one of the ones where I've been like,
Clothes are hard.
Clothes are difficult. I've done it with other people before. Where
it could be perfect, but it might not fit quite right, and then that's it.
And that's a bit of a nightmare because then you have to arrange all the getting back.
Again, my brother, his birthday is in December, so obviously it's quite close to Christmas. So I went and I asked him what he wanted, and he just wanted some tops. So I went out, and I know, for example, he works out a lot, so he's quite a big guy. And I went to Next because I know Next are good, and every single time I see him, he's like, "Oh, can I try your top on?" Because I think I dress okay. I mean, I know I wear t-shirts and jeans, but I like to get half decent t-shirts at least and decent jeans. But he kind of buys like, Asda stuff. He don't really care. So I thought I'd get him some nice ones. So I got him a packet and I just left a receipt in there. Like I went and tried them on, made sure they were good fit, got their size up because he's bigger than I am, and then gave him those, and he absolutely loves them. I was like, yeah, nice. I was expecting some good stuff from you because I know you get decent stuff. I'm like, yeah, I spent too much money on you because I had to give it next. So I consider that Christmas too. But like, that's just one of those things where it is a risk.
Yeah, I try not to buy clothes for people unless I know them. I've done it before. I've done it a few times. I normally hit it just right. I'm very lucky, unless they've not told me they didn't like it. But I can normally tell from their reaction quite quickly. Yeah, because I can read the room. I can read when someone doesn't like something I've given them. Yeah. If I get okay, yeah, no, I love it. Then I know, okay, they're not really too happy here. Don't push it. Just they're being polite about it. Again, don't push it.
Give them the gift receipt.
Well, normally that's what I say. I've still got the receipt. I mean, it's with about 300
No, that's awkward though, right? I'll give them either if I'm not sure, I'll give them just ask for a gift receipt when you get it, and it won't have the price on it. Just give them
at the minute with COVID, you don't even need a gift receipt. You just need the receipt.
Oh well, yeah, but I don't want to. If you don't want them to know the price, then you don't want to get.
Nah, I spent that much on you.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, if you're okay with that, but again, I feel like gift receipts are definitely a good option if you're not sure, or even just in general anyway. Because like for Christmas for kids as well, if you're not talking to your other members of family and you both happen to give them the same present, which has happened to me before, I just included the gift receipt in mine and they went and returned it and got something else, and that was great because then they get exactly what they want. Well, I was going to ask you, Ben, just to turn the tide a little bit, what's the best thing about Christmas?
My favourite thing about Christmas, I think it is a combination of sort of seeing the friends and getting drunk, I would say.
Oh yeah.
Because the build up to Christmas,
you can do that anytime.
Yeah, the build up to Christmas sort of comes and goes, and I find that pre-planning stuff like that, because they always say the best plans are not plans. You know, when they say like when you go out and stuff, and it just happens, you go, "Oh, that was a wild night."
Yeah, I love that.
And I think for me, sort of.
Especially when they go, "Oh, do you want to just grab a drink?" And they're like,
we're here. Should we
see if Ben's around? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh, you are free. What the hell? That's weird.
So I think
people used to knock on my door. Remember when that used to happen? Just randomly.
And go, do you want to go out?
Yeah, Dylan and Connor used to come around on the motorbikes, just knock on my door, be like, "Hey," but hi, what are you doing here? Like I was doing work. They're like, "Yeah, just come say hi." Of course, we go get a drink. Yeah, let's do it. Nice. That's the best. I love that.
I would say, yeah. I think I agree there.
Spontaneous.
Spontaneity. So, like, when it comes to Christmas, I think just the idea that we've got a rough idea of what's going on and it just happening and then just going with it and seeing where it goes is the best sort.
Yeah, agreed.
But I don't think there's much else that I would say is the best about Christmas. Like, I enjoyed the roasts. When you've got a family who've made a really good roast.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And you sit down, you devour it.
Turkey.
Especially if they've got a nice dessert for afters. Not like the, what was it? Not mince pies. What's the other one that they burn?
Oh,
why am I drawing a blank here?
Why am I drawing a blank? Oh my god, what have you done? What have you
done?
Christmas pudding. How is
hell? How do
I was like, it begins with P. It begins with P. Why am I saying pudding? It's just
so I hate Christmas pudding. I hate mince pies.
I don't know anyone who likes Christmas pudding.
But
I don't like mince pies.
But like I remember growing up, my parents used to buy a double chocolate gâteau for me.
Oh, I love those.
Because that was the only thing I used to eat.
Cheap as well.
Only thing I used to eat. So my parents used to buy that, and I would have like half of that. Because I'd have a quarter. I'd finish that and go right.
Because it's like ice cream, isn't it? Almost, it's just cream and like a tiny bit.
It is so nice. I could have that all the time.
I don't really like cake, but I like a good gâteau.
Love gâteau. So, like for me, I would say like my few favorite things are the dessert, the mains, and then spending the time with the family. And yeah, I think when you're unwrapping the presents, that is a really nice part.
We kind of covered this before, really, didn't we?
What about you? What would you say is like your sort of highlight of Christmas?
I know you're going to hate this, but what makes Christmas for me, and nowadays, when I'm, because usually I spend a lot of time by myself. Yeah, I do. I like to be alone.
I think I know where this is going.
I like some of the Christmas movies. Benjamin. I know you don't. I know this. Okay. No, wait. Jingle All the Way. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Jingle All the Way. Yeah, I like Jingle All the Way. Yeah. Because I've told you that I know I like it.
But what I'll watch usually is I'll watch Jingle All the Way. I'll watch Die Hard, even though it doesn't really come on.
I'm not going to go on the debate if it's a Christmas movie or not. I don't really care about it.
But that's fair enough. Polar Express.
Never seen it.
It's good. And not because
Tom Hanks, isn't it?
Tom Hanks plays like 90% of the characters.
Okay.
Like honestly, he does. He plays like 4 people. And there's not many people in it. So it's like the thing I like about that movie is the animation's weird. You know when like something looks too real but not real enough, so it's in that kind of weird place, and you're like, what's weird? So the animation is really kind of weird, but it's quite magical. I think it's one of those movies where it's actually like, wow, this is actually quite good.
There's only one other Christmas film I could say I appreciate. No.
It's a new one. It's one of the new ones on Netflix. I think it's 2019 or 2020. Watch it. It's not even like about Christmas. It's kind of like an origin story.
That's probably why it's a good film, because it's not about Christmas.
It's actually really good. It's just about a guy who kind of becomes Santa because he just makes loads of presents, and it's actually kind of sad, and it's actually really good. Honestly, watch it. That one's good.
Maybe.
And it's really kind of about those ones, and the rest I'm kind of bored of.
I would say I'd watch is Rise of the Guardians. Is it Rise of the Guardians?
Rise of the Guardians is also good, although it's not really Christmassy. It's got Santa in it.
It's got Santa. I don't
also,
care.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
The Grinch. Yeah.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the Jim Carrey one, is probably my favourite Christmas movie.
I think. Do you know?
Because it's about him hating Christmas, and that's kind of the fun part, and I can relate more to him nowadays.
The reason I didn't like it when I was a kid is because he was a bit of a dick. And now I'm growing up, I'm turning more and more into him. I'm relating more to him. Yeah. I think that is a major difference between when I first watched it.
You're an idiot.
What you say? I'm an idiot.
Yeah, I'm an idiot. You're an idiot. Yeah, I love that. And stuff like that. Which is like self-loathing. I can't cancel that. And stuff like that. It's just so funny.
Yeah, but like my other half every year puts on the Muppets Christmas movie. I don't like the Muppets. Full stop.
No,
I don't like the Muppets. I don't like.
You are Christmas a Muppet, Carol? Ben. You don't need
Christmas Carol, the old
I know. Yes, all those ones. I'm just not necessarily that they're bad movies. I don't think they are. I just think, my God, it's like the music. It's like, just stop. I've seen it so many times.
But it's not only that. The message behind most of the movies is always the same about not appreciating your loved ones and then being a Scrooge.
I feel like what it is normally, the message is Christmas is kind of a bit crap, so you kind of have to focus on the special parts of it.
I don't need a film to tell me that, though. And that's the problem. Every film tells me that.
I do sometimes. I sometimes watch it, and then afterwards I think, oh yeah, Christmas is meant to be about joy. It's not about this. It's not about that. And that's what you learn with the Grinch. It's like, presents aren't the main part of Christmas. It's about family, even though I don't really like being around my family. So it's about my friends. Because I consider my friends kind of like my family to an extent. You know, I feel like we all get on more than I would get on with my actual family.
The thing is, though, even with the films, like there's a very simple plot where at the beginning someone's not getting the idea behind the message. They need to learn from their ways, and at the end, there's a sudden change, and all of a sudden they feel terrible and everything's bad. But that's not how life works. Thing. Yeah. That's just not how. But it's not even just Scrooge. But
but it is that type, isn't it?
But it follows a similar plot to a lot of films where, like, you get Liar Liar, the man who can't lie, and then all of a sudden,
Jim Carrey.
All of a sudden he's he learns from his ways, and all of a sudden he's a better man. It follows a sort of an arc in films where you've got an idiot, he learns, and then all of a sudden things are fine.
I don't think it's like that, though. I would say it's not necessarily an idiot. A lot of people fall into the thing of lying. I remember when I was a teenager, I lied a lot.
Not just lying, though.
No, if we're talking about that film specifically, something as simple as lying. He's a lawyer. He lies a lot. So he gets to a point where his son wishes, because he's a bad father, his son wishes that he can't lie anymore. And so he has to tell the truth for 24 hours. And that doesn't seem like a long time. But for a lawyer, it is when he's got a case. And it's as simple as thing as, well, I just can't lie now. And obviously they go through the funny struggly part, and then he's like, well, actually, do I need to lie? And that's where he learns it. And that's something that everyone can fall into, not necessarily he's an idiot. Come on, that's got to be true. And even with the Grinch, I'm a hermit, I live by myself, I hate everyone because all they do is talk about Christmas.
But at the end, then he loves everyone.
Ben, if you had a chance to steal everyone's Christmas presents...
But I'm not terribly wrong, though. I'm not terribly wrong.
No, you're not wrong. I understand the concept is the same. I basically just described two movies that are very similar, even though one of them is about Christmas.
Both involving Jim Carrey.
Yeah, that's the common denominator there is Jim Carrey.
Basically, long story short, Christmas movies, not really. I just happily watch.
They get me into the spirit, I think.
No.
There's nothing else. There's nothing else that gets me into the spirit other than movies for me. Because it's like, that's kind of, it gives me the memories back.
Problem is, I've got Christmas music on. I've got Christmas film on.
This is how it happens, people.
You've got like a pensioner that's falling asleep in the corner, sipping on brandy.
Yeah.
You've got them awkward relatives round who you don't know what to say to them because you only see them for like couple of times a year. And they're asking, let's just say, for example, how your partner is, even though you broke up 6 months ago and haven't asked.
Yeah, that happens.
You've got the awkward jumper that someone's bought you and you have to wear for the whole entire day, even though you hate it. Okay, I'm not trying to paint a picture in your mind, but Christmas is not always for everyone.
No, and I get that. And realistically, if someone said to me, like, you can change one thing about Christmas, I'd probably just say, okay, presents only for children. As soon as they get to, let's say, like 15, no more presents, or 16, or whatever. No more presents, I think.
Okay, so...
Because then it's all about the children.
If you were to change one thing about Christmas, you would make it more child-focused again.
Yeah, more child-focused again, because I know that means... And that's the thing as well. I feel like I'd make it more child-focused with presents, and that it shouldn't be about who can spend the most money. It should be about... Like, I remember for last year, for my brother's children, I found these presents that weren't very expensive, and I remember thinking I would have loved this when I was a kid, and it was like outdoorsy stuff, and I remember thinking I would have absolutely loved this. And I remember he told me that they'd played with it so much that they broke it within like 3 days, and that's great. And I remember thinking, well, that's the best kind of present, because they loved it so. And it was like a little stupid plastic thing where if you push your foot on it, it would shoot a rocket into the air, and it would like have a little parachute that came out and it come down. And they loved it, and it was like £5 or something.
I think I can agree with what you're saying there.
Yeah,
it should be more child orientated.
Yeah, it shouldn't be, get them a mobile phone or get them this, get them that. It's like, what about simple things? Fun, simple stuff. I feel like it should be more. And maybe,
I agree with
that's
you
how
on
it
that.
starts.
I do agree with you that one. More child focused.
Yeah, because the adults, what's the point? It's just, I get one. Fair enough. I kind of understand seeing your family, although everyone's seeing each other on the same day is kind of silly, I think.
Now you've grown up. Grow up.
Well, there you go. That's kind of what happens. You get hit with a shovel, I think, when you're you're an adult now. Well, dunk. Good luck. But that's it.
That's it. Right.
We have a game.
Yes, we do. So, if you've watched our previous ones, you know by now we do like to play a game of Would You Rather.
Oh, hey.
So I have come up with a load for me and Jamie to
quick
answer.
Fire questions.
Do these nice and quick. We'll try and do them under a minute for each one.
So what we're doing, so we've just got to choose one or the other, yeah?
Yeah, you can give a small answer. Okay. So would you rather get new socks or new underwear from your family at Christmas?
Socks.
Has to be socks.
Has to be socks. It can't be underwear because they'll just get it wrong.
Yeah.
They'll get the size
more likely
wrong.
not to fit.
They're not going to fit, or they're going to be very uncomfortable. They're going to go right up.
And that, especially if they buy you something with a slogan on it, like ones that have like pictures of boobs or like really grotty and gimmicky.
Something you're not going to want to show off. Yeah.
You're like, oh, funky monkey. Yeah.
Funky monkey. Jesus.
Okay. If you had an option, where would you spend Christmas Day? With friends, family, or at a small holiday park like Centre Parks?
Oh, Jesus. Well, am I alone at Centre Parks?
You can have a couple of friends.
Oh, see, because a couple
of family.
Well, not family. Definitely not family. That's how. That's how. Definitely. So I feel like with friends, because we kind of do usually spend it with friends.
So you'd rather have a family holiday away rather than at home in like your favourite spot sort of thing, where all your normal stuff is.
I feel like if I was in Centre Parks, it wouldn't be very special because I'm just thinking about Sherwood. We went to Sherwood. It'd be that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
So if I had a hot tub on Christmas Day, that'd be
that
nice.
would be pretty sweet.
And with a couple of my if I was with my partner and a couple of friends, like another couple or whatever, that'd be pretty nice. But then on the other hand, I like being with my whole group of friends. So I'm just gonna say group of friends. I like a holiday, but I'm just gonna say friends.
So you'd just rather spend it with friends?
Yeah, I mean, we'd probably make something special about it.
I think I agree there. I'd rather spend it with friends.
Although the holiday would be nice. I just miss that hot tub then. I just miss it. I'm sorry.
I do miss that hot tub. It gets fucking hot, but that was
it's lovely. Just a few drinks. Oh, damn.
Okay, next one.
Would you rather... Merry Christmas selfie in the hot tub. Sorry, God.
Would you rather relive your favourite Christmas memories over and over again or have new experience every time?
Oh, God. I feel like, granted, Christmas can be very special and the memories will be really good, but over and over again every year...
So let's just say your last 20, 30 years... You relive them all from start to finish every time.
Oh, but there's some bad ones, though.
Your favourite ones, I said.
Oh, just the favourite ones.
So
there's only going to be like 2.
Just relive them 2 every year.
No, I'd rather have new stuff because I feel like I change as a person. I wouldn't want to be 70 and be like, yay, I get this nice little snail that I wind up again Excellent. Nice memory that I'm bored of now.
He sounds like he's lived a worse childhood than I have, to be fair.
It wasn't great, I have to say.
I just think
No one's childhood's great.
The only thing that was worse between me and you was the stocking fillers we got.
Yeah, that's true. I was talking about good times with them.
Oh yeah, I know.
And then the presents stopped, and I just got that. But that was cool. Oh no, I actually remember one year when I said to her, I was like, "Oh, didn't you get this?" She was like, "Oh, you're too old for that, aren't you?" I was like, "Excuse me, I'm only 16 and I want my wound-up snail." And my sister got one, and she was like doing it by herself. I was like, "Oh no, I want to play." That was the best part. But I mean, you didn't know that, do you?
I do remember times where you've like Christmas Day has come and gone. You got your presents, and you kind of looked and went, "I think you're missing something, Mum." And they looked at you and gone, "Have I?" And then they go, "Huh!" And then they run upstairs and they've wrapped like a plastic carrier bag up and thrown at you and gone, "Ah, Merry Christmas." And you're like, I know what it is anyway, but
yeah.
Here we
I actually remember, it was actually like 5 years ago, I didn't get any chocolate. Literally none. And all I remember thinking was like, because Christmas is usually quite depressing for me because my family don't really do it. So like the presents are always a bit crappy. I'm sorry. This is what it was like for me. But I always remember getting a lot of chocolate and be like, well, doesn't matter too much. I get lots of chocolate. Got no chocolate. And I'm thinking, God, now I'm depressed and I don't have chocolate.
He's had great Christmas memories here. I don't even know why he celebrates it.
Christmas, again, this is why we don't celebrate it in my family because it's always a bit shit.
Okay.
There we go.
Let's move on before we all start crying and buying you tons of chocolate.
I don't want, no, I'm going to get fat.
Would you rather receive 10 nice small presents or one really good one?
Oh, God.
So it's the choice between quantity or quality. Because the other 10 presents are okay. They're not bad. They're quite nice.
Oh, so the big one's guaranteed to be a good one.
Oh, really good.
Oh, they're really good then. I'd have one because I mean, all the little stuff I get, I usually like the stuff I want.
So it'd be like, a nice pop figurine or something like that would be one of them.
So I'm not really a. As you can see, Ben, I don't really have a lot.
You're a minimalist.
Well, I wouldn't call myself that, but
I'd say compared to me, yeah.
When I went traveling, I just got rid of everything because I just realized I have no sentimental value of like anything.
So for you, you'd rather have something nice like a jacket.
Yeah, I'd love a
nice
nice
lost
jacket.
And got given back to you.
Like if they said to me like, "Oh, we've got you this little like weekend away," or "Oh, we've got this really nice hoodie, like the one in Next that I really want to buy, but it's 55 quid and I'm not going to do that." Do you remember that hoodie? I really want to buy that. I can't because it's too expensive.
Oh. Okay, I think I agree there. If it was one big present, yeah, I would choose that. But I'd. It's very rare I find something, even when it's pricey, that I really want. Like I'm not going to go at my girlfriend. Oh, right, £1,000 camera. But that's too high up the really nice.
That's
thing.
Insane. Yeah, that's a lot of money. I mean, even like 100 quid is. I feel like is unless unless like you've done really well this year, both you and your partner, and you're like, well, actually, we're going to spend a lot of money on each other. In fact, some of the best Christmas presents I've received from my partner has been when we've put the budget so low, because when you get if I said to you, for example, okay, we're going to have the budget it's 50 quid, you can go out, you can get a few things they'll like and that kind of thing. But if you say, okay, your budget is £5. You have to be very creative. You have to really think about it. And I remember once I got like an IOU set of cards that you'd open and like they'd be like, "I'll make you dinner," or whatever, and it had like expiry date. And I remember like they went through the whole year, and I was thinking, "Oh my God, this is so good."
Oh, I brought back a memory. I got one. I can't remember if I got or gave one, but it was a sexual set of cards.
Oh, nice.
So like
I'll do this. I'll do that. Yeah.
I'll do this to you. You do
nice.
this to me.
No. This one I had
used.
Oh no! Why?
No one wanted to spend time with me.
Surely your partner. What?
No, I think we just never used them as in
right.
I want this now.
Yeah.
It's just sort of just happened. I was like,
Well, that's kind of what happened to me actually, because there was like 20 in there, and I think I used about 5. And then I kind of just forgot through the year.
Of wears off, doesn't it?
Yeah, they've had a long day at work, and I'm not going to be like, "You said you'd make dinner. Here's the card," because I just annoyed them. So I'm like, "I'll do dinner," because I'm not that mean of a person.
Okay, let's move on.
Sorry.
This one is going to be a slightly different one. Okay. So, would you rather be an elf in Santa's workshop or a reindeer on Santa's sleigh?
Well, I guess as an elf, I'd actually have some kind of intelligence. Reindeer. No, reindeer's life would be cool. I'll be a magical reindeer who could fly. That'd be pretty useful.
The ability to fly, but you can make some pretty cool presents. And any that accidentally get broken, you can take back home with you at the end of the day.
I feel like Santa's elves are
Sorry,
more like...
that kid died. I can take that present home with me.
I feel like Santa's slaves are more like... Santa's elves are more like slaves, is what I was going to say. That feels like it, right? If I was forced to make everyone's presents like all year round...
I wouldn't say forced.
Okay. No, okay. If it was jolly.
Equal pay.
If it was jolly. If it was a jolly thing and everyone was happy, like that's how I imagine elves are going to be, right?
I'd be an elf.
Yeah,
the
that would
presents
be
would
enough.
cool. I'd have some weird ears, but that's all right. I can cover on my long hair anyway. Got a hat on. You won't see them. It's fine. I'd be an elf, hands down.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, yeah, enough. I feel like it's got more intelligence.
Okay.
I feel like wouldn't life be simple if you were just a reindeer?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Would you rather not celebrate Christmas or not celebrate your birthday?
I don't really celebrate my birthday anyway.
It's not a case of which one you
What did
celebrate less.
Do you remember what we did for my birthday this year?
No.
Because we did nothing. Because I literally did nothing.
But it's the same with me. My birthday is near Christmas. Which one gets sort of the build up it deserves? Yeah. Christmas.
I think Christmas. Because I think I celebrate Christmas because all my friends celebrate it. We get together and do something. Whereas with my birthday, I don't like it being all about me.
Even if it was,
like
you just meet up anyway.
Yeah, I just feel like it's all.
I must admit, like when it comes to my birthday, do partially celebrate it because it's 4 days after Christmas. Most people are busy. So
it's no different for you.
Build up to Christmas. There's so much going on and so much in between Christmas Day and the first 25 days. You know, you're always planning something, so you're going to meet up with friends and family in the build up to Christmas anyway. So I'd rather do Christmas.
Yeah, see, I agree with that. I feel like everybody celebrates together rather than celebrating your birthday.
And celebrating the build up. Whereas your birthday, the 25 days before your birthday.
Like, oh shit, your birthday's tomorrow. Crap.
Yeah, oh shit, I haven't bought enough.
Yeah, exactly. I'll get you a pint.
Okay. Would you rather spend a day Christmas shopping or spend a day watching Christmas movies?
Oh God, no, not Christmas shopping. Christmas shopping is the worst. I'd watch the movies. In fact, I have spent a day watching Christmas movies.
As I stated earlier, I hate Christmas movies, so I'd rather go shopping.
I could show you some that are actually quite decent, Ben, I guarantee.
And I'd get bored and fall asleep.
The thing, yeah, see, that you at least you'd be allowed to fall asleep. Christmas shopping is the worst. You just crowd, and all the prices have gone up.
Sometimes, if you go at the right time and you time it well, you can do some decent Christmas shopping.
That's true.
I don't live so far from the city, so I can walk in.
And that's true.
And I don't have to worry about parking my car for 3 hours. Because let's face it, getting in and out of the city is sometimes a nightmare in itself.
Yeah, especially around here.
And to be fair, I'm pretty savvy when it comes to shopping. I know what I want. I make a list. I go. I sort it out.
Do you check it twice?
Yes. And everyone on the list is an arsehole, so they're not getting anything.
Coal for you.
So yeah, my answer, shopping.
Oh God, no, that's the worst.
Okay, and the last one.
Here we go.
Would you rather have a snowball fight or go ice skating?
Ooh. I've never been ice skating.
You've never been ice skating?
Never.
Have you ever been roller skating? You have been roller skating.
Yeah.
It's a lot like that.
It's more like rollerblading, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it is. It's. I remember when I used to go, they used to say to you, if you fall down, never stick your hands out because if anyone slides past, you can get your fingers chopped off. So they say when you fall, always make sure that after you've landed, bring your hands in to get yourself up.
Okay.
Because if someone slides, I think that's terrifying.
Yeah, that's scary.
But given the choice, I think I would rather have a snowball fight. You can have a really good bit of fun, whereas skating is normally just in a circle.
That's true. I want to try it, but I feel like I can't do that on my own time. But like you'd need to be with friends and all the stuff to have a snowball fight, so that'd be awesome.
Yeah, the snowball fight can last forever, whereas normally when you go...
It's till your hands get too cold, and you're like, I can't anymore.
Even the gloves get soaking wet.
Yeah, I know, yeah. They're like, Okay. Cool. So that's
Christmas.
It. That's
done.
We're a bit of Grinches. What's going on here?
Now everything's done. I can go home. No more Christmas.
I think at the minute, especially time is hard. You know, we've got Brexit going on. COVID's still pretty mainstream, and
a lot of holidays and their destinations have been knocked off the list.
People are a bit more grumpy this year, and obviously money. You know, it's hard to get stuff.
The risk of isolation at Christmas as well.
Well, I'm not going to be here. But
I
might be here.
Well, you never know if they decide to blacklist that holiday.
Well, I've only got like 5 more days, then I'm going.
I know. Imagine if you got it while you were away.
What would they have to do? Just send me home?
No, you'd be stuck there. You wouldn't be able to return.
I feel like I should be. They'd get me go home, right?
You might have to wait to return. You might have to stay at your hotel or something, for example. But like
that would be bad. That'd be worse.
That'd be nightmare. But like at the minute with this new Omicron variant, if you were to get that, let's just say, for example, you were going to spend time with your family, you'd then be stuck at home.
Yeah, that's true.
Same with if you had an aunt, uncle, or nan who had to isolate, or someone who's vulnerable.
Yeah,
you'd be at risk of giving it to them.
Yeah.
So this year's Christmas might suck. Maybe not as much as last year. I think last year was a bit more just as serious.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still got to make the most of it though.
The thing is though, like last year we were like, well, next year will be fine. And then this year we're kind of thinking, well, next year will be fine. And it could still be.
I feel like this could go on for years. The way it's going.
No, it sucks. I mean, for me, like COVID hasn't been like the end of the world because I haven't got it. No one in my family's got it. That's been really nice. A couple of my friends have had it, but like it's been fine.
I just remembered I had to isolate last year for my birthday.
Did you?
Yeah, I got a message come through. I had to isolate.
Wow. I actually had something from the other day, but it was like, are you vaccinated? I was like, yes. And it goes, you don't have to isolate. I was like, cool.
So I had to just simply isolate. Like, I had to isolate for New Year. To isolate. This is just after Christmas. It's like 27th, 28th.
Where did you go?
Couldn't.
Oh, I mean, before that to get it.
This is the thing. I never found out where I got it from or who I came in contact with.
Trouble is, it could be a neighbour that you never see.
Oh, I just don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't know. So yeah,
don't do that again this year, Ben. Don't get COVID, please.
Never got it. I just came into contact. I never actually caught it.
Don't go anywhere, and then that way for New
Year's.
But
Christmas shopping, I have to go out and get stuff.
That's true. Aren't you done yet?
Oh, I'm done.
There you go.
But I still have to sort of go shopping to buy alcohol.
Now. Alcohol. Oh, okay, yeah.
And all the other bits and bobs.
Are you trying to get? I
mean, if you were in the same room as me, you've already got it.
That's true. Especially this close.
So that is it for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching or listening to this podcast. Let us know in the comments below your memorable moments from Christmas.
Hopefully joyful ones.
Some of your stories enlighten with us. I'd love to hear from them.
And tell us how old and miserable we are now.
Tell us what we're doing wrong.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point. If you have any tips to make Christmas more Christmassy, that don't really include that much effort.
And what are your most memorable moments from Christmas? What do you enjoy most about Christmas? Don't listen to the negative things that I say. I'm just a bit of a grumpy bastard. What do you enjoy?
Yeah, he is. That's fair.
With that, though, have a good Christmas. Have a great New Year. And if it's your birthday coming up, happy birthday to you as well. Otherwise, we'll see you guys next time round.
Merry Christmas. Next year. Bye.
Bye.